Hey guys, welcome back to the Endurance Finals here. We've got Jaw starting in the upper right hand corner and RacquetBall starting at the 6 o'clock position. So yellow versus brown protoss on Big Game Hunters, I believe. Yep, Big Game Hunters. I guess I'll throw it out there. Yeah, keep donating. So $10, $20, whatever amount you have. All going to childsplaycharity.org. If you go to childsplaycharity.org, you can actually see what they're up to. Kind of more about their base in general. I think they're trying to raise $750,000 this season. I think they raised 1.2 million or somewhere around there last season, but obviously this season people in a bit of economic trouble, so it tends to be a little bit more difficult to get donations. So anyway, I'm hoping to prove them wrong, at least on our end. And I think it says a lot about the StarCraft community that we can do something like this and that we can give money back. And I've already gone in this spiel several times and I've probably already done it in other videos in this set. Anyway, was a live cast. Special thanks to all these guys for participating. SR Boom, Jaw, everyone, absolutely everybody involved. And if I missed your name, I apologize. And if there's anything you guys need in particular, the people who participated, just let me know. Because, yeah, really, you guys are awesome. That's all I have to say about that. Other announcements across the board while the game's getting started. Looks like we're seeing a scout go out for John. We'll see what direction he scouts, because it could be pretty key, counterclockwise scout versus clockwise scout in this situation. And I think what we're going to see is a clockwise scout from RacquetBall, but it looks like we're going to see a counterclockwise scout from Jaw. So they're going to come across each other at pretty similar times, I assume so. Anyway, but other announcements, live casting. All of this was actually casted live at se2gg.com, or I'm sorry, at modulus/endurance. Currently don't have anything else running. Looks like we're seeing a 2-gate opening where, and from both players, so both players opening up with 2-gate, and this is really going where scouting's going to be key, who can go up and get some quick, who gets in each other's base essentially, and can do maybe some economic damage and force the micromanagement on the opposite player as far as zealot movement, things like that. Second pylon going down, so yeah, it looks like both players opening up. And actually it looks like a switching and scouting pattern. I think this might end up playing much more towards RacquetBall's favor. He switched up the scouting pattern, so I think they're both going to end up actually with scouts at the same time, so never mind. We'll see how that goes in just a moment. Yankee League, though, has also been cast live. I'm going to create, I think there's already a Yankee League channel up that Psionic has created. But there's live casting every Wednesday and Thursday night at 6 p.m. if you guys want to check that out. Anyhow, Zealot Scout is now starting to have press out in the middle of the base. Looks like we've got another Zealot Scout on the opposite side. And we're seeing a 3-gateway build here from Jaw. So Jaw really wants to put the pressure on early with Zealots. And again, a lot of that's going to be determined by scouting. And it looks like he's starting to scout in that bottom right-hand corner. It looks like that probe coming around the 3 o'clock position figures it would have seen something by now. So RacquetBall is going to start heading to that upper right-hand corner. It looks like RacquetBall in the meantime putting down gas. This really could be disastrous for RacquetBall if he gets it. Basically, depending on scouting, it looks like he is going to come across Jaw's base now, and so he's going to be able to push up, and that probe scout actually getting killed fairly quickly. 3 zealots in position on the front door. Additional zealots have not been produced. I think a little bit of that, the money that would have gone into zealots has gone into additional gateways. I'm not sure if Jaw has the economy to support this now, but zealot pressure pushing up, and if these zealots can do a little bit of micro and dance around the zealots of Jaw and just force more micromanagement pressure onto Jaw, that 3rd gateway is really not going to make a difference. But we're going to see 3 more zealots out fairly quickly, and we'll see if these zealots right here do run by or if they're just going to hold up out front, and 2 more zealots in the background coming momentarily. So it'll be a bit of time before we really see a big zealot advantage. More zealots pushing out right now before we see a zealot advantage. And actually, a switch to gas now, an additional pylon from Jaw. So this actually isn't going to end up stopping with just the 5 zealots, but I'm sorry, the 6 zealots. So he's going to be 1 zealot up, but I don't think that's going to be a large enough advantage to really justify that additional gateway. So in the meantime, looks like we're seeing the 3rd gateway be put down now, but already a cybernetics core up as well as a range upgrade from RacquetBall. So RacquetBall taking a quick lead, I would say, technologically. And just overall as far as production goes. So right now I think, as you can see right now, Zealots, as far as the Zealot count, it looks like supply as well, just about even. More Zealots actually backing up, 3 more Zealots pouring out. We'll see if this will be enough to really make the difference. The Zealots of RacquetBall's trying to run back to home base to try to establish a line there. Now re-engaging, looks like he felt he could re-engage right there and get a bit of an advantage. He did get a couple free hits on, I think, that Zealot right there. Looks like it's almost out of shields, getting a couple more free hits. Jaw's getting a couple free hits in there as they're running across. A little bit bunched up right now, and it looks like he's just going to run back to home base and going to have some Dragoons in position to help assist, and that could really play to RacquetBall's favor, having those Dragoons in support, especially if a wall's created. It looks like he's going to lose one Zealot, but I don't think he's too worried about it. More Dragoons coming out, so if he can hold, and actually Jaw holding up short, even though he has a Zealot advantage. No, now turning around and starting to pour in. We'll see if he can do a little bit of a micro job here and push around, but again with those Dragoons in the background, it's really going to be the advantage. Some probes off the line as well to create a little bit of additional wall, but actually overwhelming Jaw. It looks like he's overwhelmed Racket's forces right now, but more Dragoons are going to be pouring out momentarily. There's some additional Dragoons just in the nick of time there for RacquetBall, probably calculated, and 5 Zealots, now down to 3 Zealots versus 5 Dragoons, outnumbered, with probes along to assist, and it looks like, ouch, that's disastrous for Jaw. Lost his entire force. I don't know if he has enough Dragoons. He's 3 Zealots out, and I don't know how many Dragoons he's going to have to really counter this. It looks like he has 4 gateways up, at least now. I'm assuming he does not have range upgrade at this stage, and a 4th gateway now going down for RacquetBall. So quick shift here, and I don't think Racket's actually going to be able to push with the second gas being taken. And yeah, halfway done with range. That range could really spell the difference here. Depending, again, on micromanagement, having those 3 Zealots will really help across that front door, but depending on how it's microed, if those Dragoons do not assist with the range. This is the thing, is the Zealots need to push up in proximity, but again, they don't, these background Zealots don't have range, but now more Dragoons pushing out, so it's actually superior numbers for Jaw on this frontline force, but it looks like he ended up losing a Dragoon up for basically for free. More Dragoons pushing up, and actually, even though that range upgrade not kicking in, able to get a couple free hits in retreat. But it looks like at this moment, Racket's just doing a little better job with his macro management. Jaw up a little bit on supply, but it looks like as far as the minerals in the bank, 400 minerals. I don't think he's taking an expansion versus 300, just barely actually. So kind of ignore that. Additional Zealots being produced. Jaw putting up a really good fight. He has 2 gas up, and that could really play well into the end game if he decides to tech up. Citadel of Adun going down now for RacquetBall. He's basically even at gateway. He's about even at supply and a robotics facility. And I think this is going to be the question, whether we're going to see an OBS here. We've seen RacquetBall go Dark Templar a lot at this stage. I think that range upgrade has been finished. A lot of Dragoons kind of milling around here to the south. They're going to get a couple free picks off against these Zealots.